Namaste everyone. I'm very excited and happy to have Dr. Usha talk about Vedanta and neuroscience for everyday life today. I have been part of many of her workshops and support group meetings. I've seen people come to her having certain questions, certain confusions, and they're getting resolved very soon. And I've always seen they inevitably have spiritual solutions. But I've seen her also telling that in a scientific manner. Though tools are scientific, they always have a spiritual undercurrent. So it's interesting to see how science and spirituality are coming together. I've also had taken classes from her on texts of Upanishads, Bhikshu Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and when I attend both these workshops and spiritual classes, I see that there are a lot of similarities between the latest research in neuroscience and spiritual knowledge. It's not just knowledge, but then its spiritual texts are also understood in a way that can be applied in everyday life. So there are practical applications, and this is well understood when I come to understand neuroscience concepts from her. And that is the beauty of the teachings that I usually get when I attend workshops and meetings with Dr. Usha. So today my topic is Vedanta and neuroscience in everyday life. Dr. Usha, when people come to you for solutions, you generally ask them a very simple question. Do you want to evolve or do you want to survive? This is so simple, but then it has the power to resolve that question, conflict in their mind in a jiffy. And once they figure out the solution for themselves with this question in the background, you tell them there is no wrong or right in this. And that's still more interesting for me. So today's conversation is about all this, and we are going to bring a lot more into these concepts. So I want to ask this question. In the viewers, there are a lot of them who probably know about Vedanta and neuroscience, but probably there are a few of them who are new. So can you please tell us about a bit about neuroscience and Vedanta?
Certainly, Rakhal. Let's see what is Vedanta and what is generally neuroscience or neurosciences, as they say. So what is Vedanta? You know, we have heard about Upanishads. Upanishads come under Vedanta. So what is the purpose of studying Upanishads? Very simply, it's all about knowing ourselves. Who am I? What am I? And who is God? What is that God? And what is this world is all about? You know, each one is so difficult to comprehend and understand, but come to think of it, Vedanta also makes us understand the relationship between I, God, and this entire world. And by the way, when I talk about Vedanta, I talk about the Advaitic perspective of Vedanta. By the way, today is Shankara Jayanti, yesterday was Basava Jayanti, both of them are like at the Advaitic angle level. It's so apt that we are actually talking about this subject on such an auspicious day. So when I say I take up the Advaitic angle of the Upanishads, and this is the ultimate, not because I follow Advaitic Vedanta, only because Advaita Vedanta says there is no second. That means it's not just there is only one God, there is a slight difference in understanding about there is only one God and saying that there is no second to whatever we call Brahman or God. In that sense, this is the ultimate. So whenever I talk about Vedantic perspective, it is the Advaitic Vedantic perspective, which is so very akin to the scientific angle, whether it's neuroscience angle, quantum physics angle. So this is the approach I'm going to take. And now about what is neuroscience. As the name itself suggests, neuro means connected with nervous system. It's also called neural science, neuroscience, neural science, and in plurality we just say it neurosciences. So what is this neuroscience? It's all about knowing about this brain of ours, the mind, and the entire nervous system itself. How is this nervous system developed? What is the structure of this nervous system? What is the structure of brain? What is the function of brain? What is mind? And what is brain? And on top of that, the impact of brain and mind on our behavior. This is what is very interesting. Just understanding brain is okay, understanding mind is all right, but the impact of brain and mind on our behavior, and not just that, we usually understand and study about the normal functioning of brain and mind. Apart from that, what would happen under conditions like neurodegenerative disorders or psychological disorders or neurological diseases? How does this brain and mind work under such pathological conditions? All of this comes under neuroscience. And not only that, we study the nervous system or the brain and mind from the molecular perspective, from the cellular perspective, from the functioning of different parts of the brain perspective, mathematical perspective, computational perspective, psychological perspective, philosophical perspective, medical science perspective. In other words, earlier neurosciences was very, I would say, limited field, but today it's an interdisciplinary field comprising of all these different fields. So in general, in a nutshell, this is what neuroscience is all about.
Thank you very much. Thank you for bringing us this very new ideas, very new concepts in confluence of science and spirituality. We look forward to more of these. I'm extremely delighted that I got this opportunity to be interviewing and having a conversation in this very new topics. Thank you so much.